What's going on, guys? Jason here from Poor Man's Preparing. In this video we're going to start a new series called On the Chopping Block, where I put two similar knives up against each other, compare the price, the stats, do a few basic tasks, but only one can survive. So let's see who makes the cut on the very first episode of On the Chopping Block. This is the Morakniv Robust versus the Condor Bushglider. First, we'll take a look at them. There's the Morakniv Robust. I've had this knife for several years. It is not new. And here's the Condor Bushglider. It's in a lot newer condition than the Morakniv, less used. Alright, so now we'll go over some of the statistics of these knives. Now, all of this information is gathered from their websites. Alright, so the first thing we're going to discuss is the price. The Morakniv Robust, according to Morakniv.com, $19.99, and the Condor Bushglider, according to Condor.com, is $56.14. So a significant price difference there. They are both made of carbon steel. Morakniv.com just said carbon for this one. Condor says 1095 high carbon steel on that one. The Morakniv is 3.2 millimeters thick, while the Condor is only 3 millimeters thick. So a slight difference there. The blade length on the Morakniv is 91 millimeters. The blade length on the Condor is 107.3 millimeters. The overall length on the Mora is 206 millimeters, while the overall length for the Condor is 230.5 millimeters. The weight differences are 133.4 grams for the Mora and 159 grams for the Condor. On Morakniv's website, they gave them a hardness rating of 57.5, while Condor did not have it listed, but I'm sure since they're pretty much the same steel that they're very similar in hardness. The handle on the Morakniv is a TPE rubber, while the Condor is a high impact polypropylene. The Morakniv is made in Sweden by a family owned business, while the Condor is made in El Salvador, with no other information on their website about that. The Morakniv has a very large finger guard on the front and back of the knife, allowing you to keep your hand firmly in place, while the Condor, while it offers one, is much smaller. The sheath for the Morakniv is a polymer sheath that attaches to the belt without having to remove the belt, and you can attach other knives to their cases as well, other Moraknivs. The sheath for the Condor is made from the same material as the handle, and it features a leather belt loop that you will have to disconnect your belt to put that on. The Morakniv is a 3/4 tang, which means the metal does not go all the way to the end, while the Condor extends all the way through, so that's considered a full tang knife. The Morakniv fits firmly in the sheath. It ain't going anywhere. Leaves a lot of the handle exposed, while the Condor is less exposed, protecting more of the knife. They both have holes for water drainage. On Morakniv's website, it says the spine does not strike a ferro rod, but I find it does a little bit. Not the greatest. In the Condor, you see it has this extra little part here that's grounded down. It's able to strike a ferro rod very well. So that's 1 point in favor of the Condor for being able to strike a ferro rod. We'll do a couple other tests here. See how easily they cut paracord. Morakniv. Little resistance, but no problem. And the Condor, a little bit more resistance. I'd give a point to Morakniv on that one. Then we'll try a paper test. This knife is not brand new, so take that into consideration. But still very sharp. No problem. I'll collect that piece of paper that blew away though. Now let's test the Condor. Pretty sharp as well. So I'd say they tie in that aspect. All right, then we'll do a little bit of a fat wood test here. See, the Morakniv has no problem slicing up some fat wood. Very easy. Find a fresh spot and try the Condor. Alright. I'd say the Condor was a little bit easier, to be honest. Not that much. It's not a significant difference at all. Alright, so now we just got to figure out who wins. They're very similar knives. Obviously the Morakniv being significantly cheaper and a better gripping handle helps it out tremendously. While the Condor being full tang and having the ability to strike a ferro rod very good gives it a slight edge. So now we have to figure out which one wins. The ultimate decision, right? Both of them performed equally as well. The Morakniv winning some, the Condor winning some. So I'd say basically what it comes down to is the price. 20 bucks versus $55. I mean, you can almost get 3 of these for the price of one of these. MSRP according to their websites. You may find that different on Amazon or through a third-party seller, but we're going with what the companies say. So that being said, I'm going to have to pick the Morakniv as the winner of this first competition. Let me know if you think otherwise down in the comments. And also be sure to let me know of some other knives that you want to see put head to head on the chopping block. But as always, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. And remember, be ready.